Back to the channel. My name is Lisa Elvin Steltari, and I'm a genealogist and a passionate traveler. Over the last few years, I have been featuring each fille du roi or king's daughter and getting to know their stories a little bit better. There are over 700 of them. Today we're on episode 213. I can't believe we've done 213 episodes. We have a long way to go, but let's get started. And really get to know this fille du roi of this episode. But before we begin, I want to show you ways you can support the channel. The first three keep you in the know. Subscribe, like, and notify. All of these are ways that help my logarithms, all that YouTube stuff. The next couple of ways are ways to help the channel grow. We have Coffee and Patreon, which are platforms that you can go on, and I've provided the links to support the channel financially. There's also a PayPal button on my website, How Virtual Travels. So all of those are greatly appreciated, and thank you to all of you who have participated thus far. I also want to put a shout out. This is the first video I'm doing where I've got some new illustrations, and they were provided by one of my Patreons, Shelby. So thank you, Shelby, for the amazing work you have done. So she's kind of created some really lovely and breathtaking illustrations of Les Filles du Roi and their journey. So let's get started, shall we? So episode 213, her name, Anne Seigneur. And we are going to get to know Anne a little bit better. This was a viewer request. I do not have her in my files, so we are very privileged that the viewer requested. Always remember, you can request a fille du roi that I have not yet done. So Anne was born in 1649 in the city of Rouen, France, which is found in the Normandy region of France. You can see it circled on the bottom left. And then inside of the Normandy, we have the département, which is our version of a county. Seine-Maritime is the département that it is found in. Rouen is the capital of the region. And her parents were Guillaume Seigneur and Madeleine Sauvé. She was born and baptized in the church Saint Maclou, which has its origin around 1432. It's a magnificent, from the pictures, I've not seen it. Rouen is a city that sits right on the River Seine. You can see the picture on the middle here, on the middle right. And it was at one time the largest city in medieval Europe. It played a prominent role in both English and French histories from the 11th to the 15th century. Joan of Arc was tried and burned alive here in 1431 in this town. You can see in the town square right here in the right, upper right, there is a monument and a dedication to where she was burned. Rouen is a city of both cultural and educational significance. A lot of universities and museums are found here. And it was from this area that the Statue of Liberty herself sailed in June of 1885. After her father's death, Anne sailed on La Nouvelle France, arriving in the New World on July 3rd, 1668. She was about 19 years of age. So the groom that she selected and who selected her, his name was Jean Besset de Brise-Tout. I love that name. Brise-Tout means breaks all. 1642 is his birth year, and he was born in Caillard in France. His parents are unknown. Let's have a look at Gagne. It is a commune. Remember, commune is like a town. It is their version. It's in the western part of France. You can see in Occident. And the region, and inside that region, the département is Loup. So I've circled it on the bottom left, on the bottom right here. It's famed for its wine and foie gras, and has existed since the Gallic period and was an important part of the Roman Empire. Today it's a popular tourist center with people coming to enjoy its medieval quarters and the 14th century fortified Valentre Bridge. You can see the bridge right here. It is the seat of the Diocese of Caillard. The Valentre Bridge, which is a symbol of the town, it was completed in 1378, and it is absolutely an amazing sight to see, because you know that You know, we've got almost 1,000 years. The church at Gagne is pictured here, also dates from that time period. So just an amazing little town. You know, you don't know it, and then all of a sudden you know, I feel like I'm traveling. You know, there's a reason why this is how Roots will travel. Every time I do one of these, I get to know a different part of France. Well, not every time, but a lot of times. So Jean would come to New France, as many of his fellow. The family would go on to have 9 children. We have first Marie, who married Laurent Ferry and had 4 children, 3 of whom made it to adulthood. We have Jacqueline de Marguerite, who married Jacques Poisson and had 9 children, 7 of whom made it. We have Jean, who married Madeleine Plamondon and had 8 children, 5 of whom made it. We have an unnamed twin who died at birth. We have Simon, who we have no other information. We do know that he was on the 1681 census. Marie-Anne married Louis Aganis and had 7 children, six of whom would make it. Pierre would pass away at the age of 5. François married Marie-Claude Dubois and had 10 children, 7 of whom made it to adulthood. And Thérèse Charlotte would die at the age of 17. We have the 1681 census where we have Jean Besset and Le Seigneur, their children, Marie, Jacqueline, Jean, Simon, Anne, and then obviously the others have not been born yet. We have 1 gun, we have 3 goats, and 8 arpents, about 6 acres of land. As I noted, Chambly was a very dangerous place to be. And in fact, Jean and his son Jean were both captured by the Indians. They would survive, but Jean, the son, was actually scalped by the Indians. But he did survive until an older age. So he was able to somehow, tend to his wounds. But Jean himself did survive and came back, and the reason we know this is that he was absent from one of his daughter's marriages, and we know that he returned. Jean would die at 65. He and Anne would have been married 39 years. Anne would go on to live another 26 years, dying at the incredible age of 84. And we have some more information about Jean Besset de Bristou. It is found in the volume 12 of our French Canadian ancestors, and you can access this either through your local library or through the Facebook page, and I've put the information down for you so that you can click a link and go and find that file. Wonderful little biography. I want to draw your attention to the fact that these names can be anything. So have a look at this. This is from our Free French Canadian Ancestors of Volume 12. Besset, Bess, Bessed, Bessetre, Basset, Belestre, Benest, Besset, Bisset with an H, Besset, Bessetou, Besset, Besset with 2 T's, Bessin, Bis, Bissy, and Bose. So you can imagine, again, always be on the lookout for what's the name and how is it spelled. And it doesn't have to be exactly, you have to look at the actual name and the origin of it. So I always like to give you the resources. I have posted the links for you to have a look at some of these. I'll draw your attention to the first one, La Société des Filles du Roi. I am a member and the membership chairperson. I sit on the board. It is, of course, I consider it one of the most prestigious societies for studying les filles du roi. If you are eligible and you want, you can apply to become a member, and they will send you a certificate of authenticity that you are a descendant of a fille du roi or a soldier of the Carignan. If you are not, you're not a direct descendant but are fascinated by it, you can become an associate member for a small fee. And The resources on this are just amazing. There's a lot of resources. You don't have to be a member. Go on there, check out. Long before I was a member, I would be going on there, and just validating, was this a fille de roi? Is this that sort of thing. So have a look at that. And then if you become a member, you have access to all the journals. They publish a journal twice a year. So that's been going on for quite a number of years. So we'll be celebrating our 30th anniversary next year. So obviously it's been around for a while. So check it out. And check out all the other wonderful resources as well to further your research into your fille de roi. Conclude our examination of Anne Seigneur and Shelby S and their lives. They would go on to have 68 descendants as of the 1729 study that was performed to see how many descendants for each couple. And more than that, in being part of that extraordinary pioneers at Chambly, which I can't stress enough how dangerous it was at that period. So for her bravery, for her ability to come to New France and take on a challenge and withstand so much. And can you imagine having both your husband and son being kidnapped? I just can't imagine the strength of that lady, and to have survived till the age of 84. The viewer who requested this fille de roi can be mighty proud. So thank you, Anne Seigneur. And I also want to thank my patrons and supporters and make sure that they are recognized, because they are truly the wind beneath my wings. So thank you to all of you who have contributed and supported me through the different channels that I have. I really, really appreciate your support. So with that, I will see you on episode 214. Until I see you again, au revoir.